Well, my folks had some of the albums they played in the house were collections of Broadway show tunes, and there was a jazz quartet, vocal quartet that my parents had gone to college with one of the members of it, and they were kind of like this four-part jazz harmony vocally, and then Peter, Paul, and Mary, and on the radio before the Beatles, there were certain songs that, well, when they came along, it changed everything on the radio. But there were certain songs like Andy Williams, I Can't Get Used to Losing You, which was written by a man named Doc Pomus. And when I moved up to New York in my early 20s, he lived in the building I lived in. And Doc also wrote Little Sister, and Marie's the name of his latest flame, and Viva Las Vegas, and Save the Last Dance for Me. So these songs that I guess I'd got ear training with were kind of a broader, it was kind of pre-rock for me, and pre-country and pre-bluegrass. And and my mother was a choir director, and my father was a minister. And so that the church music too, those melodies kind of stuck with me. And my older sister, was the record buyer. And then as in the next 3 or 4 years, she brought home the Jimi Hendrix Experience and Cream, and it was just a great time for music. And then there was also country and bluegrass going on in the background. And then I really, I heard it, and it made a difference to me, and also the banjo. But then when I heard Earl Scruggs play Foggy Mountain Breakdown in the Bonnie and Clyde soundtrack, it was a real awakening moment. And then when I really heard George Jones, that was a real big thing for me too. I love playing at festivals, and I don't get to do them all the time. But it's great to be in front of a larger audience. And, sometimes in the States I'll get to be the opening act for somebody. That's happened several times in the past with Lucinda Williams, and being part of Elvis Costello's band and things like that. And so to be exposed to their audience is really great. And it's just something to aspire to when I get on stage, is to know there's a responsibility kind of that I have to really give it everything. And so as the years go by, I have to find ways to renew my energy and things like that, so that I have it when I get on stage. Or even if I don't, I have to channel it, so that comes through. Because the audience, you want to have a connection with them musically and energetically, and kind of forget yourself at the same time, and just have it be music and not let your mind get in the way. The music just has to be there. And so sometimes I'll do a solo show. Sometimes it will be with a bluegrass band or a straight ahead country band, or kind of, or mix it with kind of rock and soul too. But I with that in mind, to be in front of a larger audience at a festival, and it's also great and inspiring to see other musicians play, especially if I've never heard them before. And also, too, as I've gotten older, I think it was really kind of in the early years, sometimes I felt kind of a competitive thing, and then that has dissolved really, and now I really can have a deeper appreciation for other people's music without some kind of a comparison at all, but just to be like everybody else, enjoying the music. I'm going to do a song now that I wrote in California when I was living out there, and I was getting ready to do an album. And I went out to the desert, to a place where I like to go and write, near Joshua Tree. And so I had this session coming up the following week, and I had to write most of the album. And I still write that way today. And so this song just kind of came to me thinking about life, and about how, well, I'll play it for you. And if they tell you it's gotta be their way, and you can't make up a mind of your own, that's not the way it works. That's not the way it is. Someone who never hurts, that's not the way it works. Keep your spirits pointed towards the heavens. You'll know better when you get back home. Easy answers to the hardest problems. Peace comes quickly, justice will prevail. That's not the way it works. That's not the way it is. Someone who never hurts, that's not the way it works. Keep your spirits pointed towards the heavens. You'll know better when you get back home. You might notice things you've never seen, not to mention all that's in between. Keep your spirits pointed towards the heavens. You'll know better when you get back home. Keep your spirits pointed towards the heavens. We'll know better when we get back home. La 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 la. La 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 la.